Hey everybody, this is Paddy McCracken dialing in from Denver, Colorado, and excited to be hosting another episode of Real Results with real people. And today's a special opportunity for myself simply because I get to interview two people that I've known my entire life. And that is my beautiful mother and father, Mary and Michael McCracken. And so they're talking with us today from Bloomington, Illinois. So Mary and Michael, how are you? How are you doing?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's good. We're good here today.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, let's just kind of jump into everything. I know this is an unusual one simply because I technically showed you the business and got you to try the product really from day one. But why don't we just start with that, Mary or Mom? What happened? What was going on? You know, when I sent you that product, what were you thinking? You know, did you have any expectations with your background in business and your background with owning a day spa? What were some of your expectations at the beginning with just the product itself?
Well, certainly, yes. I think when your 29-year-old son sends you a bottle of anti-aging cream, of course you're excited to use it, and that's what happened. I mean, I think you knew for sure that I was always interested in products like that, and with my spa background and everything I'd learned there, and the products I had access to, I was absolutely willing to take a look and, started using it. And truthfully, in 3 years, I've never missed a night of using Nerium. And I can't imagine ever missing a night. It was just, it was so easy to use. I was so impressed with the simplicity, the ingredients in the bottle, and the fact that, it was unlike anything I'd ever seen when there was simply no water in the product, no fillers. And, noticed right away, just a smoothing and softening of my skin. I just feel like it's gotten, healthier and healthier over the last 3 years.
Awesome. Awesome. And so, and I guess just really quick while we stay on the product category, I remember Dad taking your first before and after photos ever and, getting those results pretty quick. Had you ever used a product before? Was this the first time using a product like this? What was your kind of experience at the beginning, or was it more just try it for us?
Well, it was Christmas time a year ago, and so I of course tried it for us 2 years ago, I guess it was. But no, I've never used a product, and and my course was like 11 days later. You happened to be home, and you said, "Dad, you got to take your photo," and so my 11-day photo was pretty dramatic. And but no, I was very appreciative, and the idea that it's organic and we're just very grateful that, and I think for me, when I share it with folks, I have a genuine story. Say, look, and I give the things that we're taught to say to folks, and I think that matters because you believe in the product because we use it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, that's, I know, one of the reasons why we've been able to go out there and really do so well is because of that product and the belief behind it and just the proven results behind it. But let's jump into a little different category. Let's talk about your background really quick. I know you've had tremendous success, both of you, in owning and operating dozens and dozens of restaurants. I think to my count, it's 33 or 34. But with that kind of a background in small business ownership and small business America, can you kind of hit your backgrounds really quick on really what you saw, when really looking into the Nerium as a business? What did you see? What impressed you the most?
Sorry.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, we love the American dream, right? It was always small business, and we're never scared of a hard day's work, and just knew that we had, the talents to find something we could enjoy and a company we could back and support. And so, yes, we had a tremendous run with, the restaurant franchise. And I think, like anyone, that when you buy into a franchise, you're buying into systems and products and results and success, and you look to them for, the R&D, the training, the human resources aspects. And, interestingly enough, everything came, in a 2.5-inch binder that ended up costing $1 million, sometimes $1.5 million per store, and I think, there's times where I wonder if I'd really understood exactly what we were doing, if we would have both kind of crawled into the table and thought we're crazy here. But,
we were crazy.
When you're making a few cents on the dollar, the only way to duplicate and have a residual is to have many locations. So along with many locations came a lot of debt, right? But gratefully, and we're very blessed. We had a great run with Hardee's, and truthfully, when we saw and we know how important leadership is in a company, there was just too many times over the years where the leadership changed, and we felt that it was affecting us in a big way, and we just didn't think it was a good fit anymore. And so we were blessed to be able to sell those stores back to the company and take a profit, and then got excited about a couple other adventures. And
Sure.
Michael, that's when you got started with real estate, right?
Right. Like we said, we started with one restaurant, built it up to 33. We were literally the only group in America to see that things weren't going to be the same. So we made the adjustment, and that is we sold out at the height of that corporation's heyday. So, like we said, after we sold our restaurants, all 33 of them, I then went into real estate. Mom went into her own business, and I was successful as a commercial agent, agent of the year, and because I understood deals, I understood business. I was trying to help other Hardee's guys sell their businesses like we had done, because there was a terrible thing happened, and we lost, thousands of restaurants are no longer in America because times change in a very, very tough industry. And like, that's one of the things we love about Nerium, and we'll talk about that later, but industry is hard, restaurants are hard. There is no easy business.
That's a true point. It's a true statement, and I'll just touch on something that you said there about seeing a change. Seeing a time of change, whether it was maybe government regulations or leadership or whatnot. But when looking at Nerium, I mean, truly from a business standpoint, coming from a background that the average investment was $1 million a restaurant to what we have here, $500 to $1,000 for an investment. For some of that sweat equity to really kind of work in your favor. What did you see here? I mean, what really impressed you about Nerium? Was it the leadership? Was it the systems in place? What was it that really said, you know what? Let's give this a go. Let's have Nerium be a new business venture for ourselves. What was it that really kind of piqued your interest the most?
Well, we certainly did our due diligence. We having been and looked at other companies, other franchises,
Right.
knowing what to look for. Truthfully, there wasn't one particular thing. It was the whole package. It was the entire package that Nerium offers, and this business model is truly the American dream. I mean, to think that you can, in any successful adventure takes an investment, and to think that you can literally put from $500 to $1,000 into a company like this and have the back end success that's available, and has been already seen over and over in this company, is incredible. And I think what we've known so much to be true too is that so many people who have an entrepreneurial spirit, they would love to have something of their very own, have no idea how to do it, or we've heard too many stories of people who have taken every last dime and put it into something and lost everything. And that's heartbreaking. And it's not the America that we know and love. And so to have something like this and to have all those systems in place, again, it's not just enough to have a good product. It's not just enough to have an exceptional compensation plan. It's not just enough to have leadership. It's the whole picture. It's those three, that trifecta. It's the triple crown. It's having, and of course at the very top of that, I mean, I think the priority is the leadership, and without question, I mean, Jeff Olson is a man among men. He's just a superior leader, and to think that, with his direction and the support of his family and Dennis Windsor and Mark and Tammy, and now the additional team that's coming on, I mean, speaks volumes to what's going on here in a way that we can't even wrap our hands around, our mind around. It's such a big happening here, and we're certainly new to the industry, so we're learning as we go too. Right. But we can certainly appreciate and respect everything that's being done. And for the last 2+ years, this company has done nothing but impress us over and over and over.
Well, they keep getting better. But Patty, for me, when we start analyzing businesses. You take a look at the industry that we were in, my last restaurant chain that I sold almost a year ago to the day, and you would have paid $75,000 franchise fee to just get started. You would have spent $2 million in loans and your own personal cash to get the restaurant open. But the kicker is, let's say you do $2 million a year in sales, we hope, which the majority of the restaurants were not doing that high of volume. But if you were doing $2 million, you're paying back, which they take the check, they take the money out of your checking account every Thursday morning, $120,000 a year franchise fees. So the royalties. And we don't have that in Nerium. You pay to get in one time. There is no royalty check. No one is taking money out of your checking account every Thursday morning. And I don't care who the franchise is in America now. There's almost 400,000 franchises. Every Thursday is the day they draw the money from the following week's sales that ended on Sunday. Well, that 6, 7, 8, 10% that some of these restaurants and businesses charge really adds up by the end of the year.
For sure, for sure. That's just a great point of really kind of what we do have in regards to all of it. I love that, Mom, the trifecta, leadership, the systems, and then obviously the product itself. And so let's jump into a little different topic real quick. This now being, another business, another venture for you in a new industry. I heard that as well, a new industry for you, and it has been a new industry for you both. Where do you see, how do you see 2015 playing out? I know we just got off the conference call with Jeff Olson, and I think I heard that right? Nerium International, 2014, we had over 400 million in sales. I'm pretty sure I heard that. So incredible to see what we've been able to accomplish in just 3 years. And so with everything that you saw, doing your due diligence on our company, on our industry, what do you see for 2015? How do you see this playing out? And where do you want to take it this year?
Well, we, it's interesting to hear someone like Jeff Olson say, certainly share a lot of that excitement and what's to come, and just trying to give us a little insight is super exciting. And yet when we reflect back, I think, we were very realistic about what it takes to be successful in any business. Right. And it takes hard work. And, there's certain variables you can't control. I have to say that, certainly, as everyone, you like to run quickly and have great success. And yet we knew that this was something we could truly hang our hats on for the next several decades. Right. and wanted to be a part of all the way through. And so slow and steady wins the race. So we're here for the long term. And, what we've been, I think, so proud of is we've had a team with a lot of personal development taking place. And that might not necessarily equal a rank advancement or, some of the incentives that we have along the way, but they're coming. And to see that in our team and see some of the experiences that they've had has been just as rewarding as the paycheck. And so we're excited for 2015. We've learned a lot. We've experienced a lot. We've made some mistakes, of course, but just thoroughly enjoy and feel so wonderful to have such an incredible group of people on our team and people who have kind of stood right there beside us as we kind of lock arms and are growing this together. So definitely some iPad winners, some Lexus winners. Right. Just have it's really fun to know too that all this hard work and effort is, of course, with the want of kind of meeting our needs and demands as well. But to know that there's others that are going to come along with us is certainly more rewarding.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Paddy, for me, the idea that we have now friends, and which we consider as family, all over America, was a huge benefit that I certainly did not pick up on 3 years ago. And I'm from a franchise background where I had good friends at Hardee's in many of the states, but not like Nerium. Second thing for me is the incredible leadership of Jeff Olson. I am proud to be in an organization with a person, I tell this every day, hottest marketing guy in America, best CEO in America. And he is. And I can say that because I truly believe that. But then the third thing, and I've said this to you, in fact, the last time I saw you in person, I needed Nerium because of what they do for me, what I learned about gratitudes and my they'd be able to learn from Sean and Dennis Windsor, everything that they're giving us, the idea that we're constantly making ourselves better. I needed that, what Nerium is teaching me to be a better businessman. And without it, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
That's awesome. That's so cool to see and just to hear and you know, as you're saying those, I mean, I'm definitely getting kind of emotionally charged just because of the opportunity that we really do have, you know, when we break it down. And so let's talk about this really quick, you know, with your background and with what you've both been able to do and what you've seen in those years and in those different industries. What are some of the defining moments? You know, it may not be in Nerium, maybe it was in something else. Maybe it was in your journey through the restaurant business. Maybe it was opening up the spa. Maybe it was getting into real estate. Maybe it was one of those. But what was a defining moment in your life? Dad, maybe it was the gratitudes, you know, starting the gratitudes and really seeing that. But while I'm talking about defining moments, you know, does anything pop into your mind? Does anything, you know, make you think, or any defining moments that you can think of?
Can I start?
Absolutely.
Well, as a young man growing up in Kewanee, Illinois, we had mentors. We had wonderful men, and they were in the Sandys, the Hardee's business. So I had wonderful mentors. Well, now with Nerium, we have wonderful mentors. And whether it be men or women, you just keep gleaming. You keep taking things from the people on the stage. So that's something incredibly special to Nerium. So that was a defining moment of me growing up in Kewanee, Illinois, back in the late 60s and 70s. But like you just mentioned, the gratitudes for me to be able to put into an Irish journal gratitudes for 300, I guess it's like 80 days now, straight every day for 380 days. Something that Sean taught us from the stage. Dennis Windsor is so big into it. But I am proud of that. But it has clearly changed me. The idea of giving gratitude every day for 380 days now.
Nice. Awesome. Great job on that. That's something that I've never... That's awesome. Mom, anything?
I can't think of one particular thing just because I think it's just been one light bulb after another. Just looking back on our past experiences and where we are today. And I truly feel like for me, everything I've done so far in my life has led me to this time and place. And so, things like, if you're not building your own dream, you're building someone else's, or, the idea of just being part of a winning team and helping others succeed as well. I think having been on both sides, having been the owners, and operators, and then I did take a little break in there, and I did go work for, state where it's home and State Farm Insurance, and so I did have a 12-year period in there where I was a good employee, and truthfully, the first 4 or 5 years was nice. I mean, I just didn't have to worry about, the typical business owner type worries, payroll, insurance payments, marketing, the headaches.
All the headaches.
And yet, in the back of my mind, something kept tapping me on the shoulder and thinking, I work harder than the agent. I know I can have my own business again. I just knew that it would never be the typical brick and mortar type, 24 hours a day, 365 a year. I don't care what they tell you. You are strapped to your business. I don't care what it is or how many good people you surround yourself. It's still a worry. And so I think for me, that idea that we could have something again and not be tied to, the big investments and the business plans and the getting the financing and worrying about payments and it was just huge. And so, I love being part of successful winning teams, even as an employee. But I love being able to see more people win. And so that's the environment that we have here. And to know that you can work so closely and build the friendships that we have and truly, with all sincerity and genuineness, know that you can help other people be successful. I just don't think there's a better way to spend the day.
Yeah.
So we're so grateful.
Well, but I think one of the things that Mom likes most is, you mentioned it early on, the systems, because they are here. And us, with our franchise background, the better you did the systems. We were national champions, franchisees of the year, so we know how important that is to follow the Nerium, the way we do it at Nerium. The other thing, though, that Mom touched on is, me personally, when I get to go to the conventions, to see these young women come up to Mom and look up to her as a role model, that makes me feel very good.
That's awesome. I mean, that's something that you just don't hear every day, you know, and that's obviously one of the reasons that I think so many wonderful people are being attracted to our business, is because we attract what we are. And at the end of the day, you know, we are looking to be a part of something special, to be a part of something great. And so, you know, just kind of in closing up our part one, or our first interview together here on Real People, Real Results, where do you want to travel? You know, now that we've, last year, I guess the last quarter of last year, we opened up, you know, the beautiful country of Canada, and obviously Mexico. This year we have obviously some international expansion plans, but where would you like to see Nerium go in 2015, 2016, 2017? Where would you love to travel? Where would you love to build a business? Maybe where would you love to own a piece of property, or a little condo, or a little flat? Where would you want to travel with Nerium?
Mary, where do you want to go?
Well, we certainly have friends and family on the Emerald Isle that can't wait till we come,
Yes.
and just having that family, history and tradition there. Would love to go back to Ireland. My dream is, because I think I'm the only one of us that's been to Italy. I fell in love with the Italian Riviera. I'd own a piece of property there any day. It was just a beautiful, beautiful country. And I know Dad's always wanted to go to Germany, and I have my contact in Germany ready to go. She just Facebooked me again today.
We know Germans.
You know, and Asia has always been kind of a place that scares me, but you know,
it's huge.
Not being surrounded and attached to a company like Nerium, I think it would be pretty incredible to go to Asia.
But for me, and Mary had mentioned this, the idea of us 1 month in the fall, 1 month in the spring, being able to go from village to village, hamlet to hamlet in Ireland, and Mom would go to where the girls were getting their hair done, and I'd go to the pub, and I would start recruiting, and she'd be recruiting, and we'd stay in a bed and breakfast. But a month in the fall and a month in the spring, that would be so wonderful. And we can do that with Nerium. I mean, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it absolutely is. You know, the freedom and the flexibility that you can have building a business in really any country. And so, well, thank you for sharing that. I mean, that was a cool part of the questioning of where would you like to go. So I heard Germany, I heard obviously Ireland, Italy. Those are all places that have everyone there has skin, right? So I could definitely see us jumping over there and developing those countries as well. And so, you know, just in wrapping up, I know this has been just an awesome, literally 3 years for all of us. I mean, coming out of the restaurant business to do this as a family and to see what we've been able to accomplish, and obviously Brendan being a part of this all, and we're going to have a great, great year and an absolutely great life with Nerium International. So thank you for jumping on here with us today. I know you guys are both busy and doing some fun things right now. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for jumping on here, and I'll see you very soon. So take care. Thank you, guys.
We love you. Cheers.
Thank you. It was our pleasure.
Awesome. Have a great day. Bye.